thank God you came quickly. Let me get down low. You are a lifesaver. Okay, can we go? Can we go quickly? Just like hit the gas. Let's go. I'm gonna stay here low. Well, yeah, I suppose I am sort of sneaking away from somebody. It's not very mature of me, is it? But still, could we, if you don't mind, just go? Thank you. Okay. There you go. It's my ex-boyfriend. My very recently ex-boyfriend. As in, I just left him at the truck stop. Thank you. You seriously are a lifesaver. I know that this isn't going to be your average kind of pickup or how it usually goes, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Oh. Why? Yeah, I suppose it's not typical to have somebody run away in the middle of a truck stop in the middle of nowhere, but you know, it is justified. Ridiculous, but justified. And I think you'll be on my side if I tell you. Do you want to hear? Okay. So, we have only been dating a few weeks, right? Greg is his name. Actually, no, take that back. We were only dating for a few weeks, past tense, as of about, a few minutes ago. Are you sure you want this whole story? I mean, I suppose you may as well. You're stuck with me for the next 20 miles anyway, right? Anyway, so Greg and I met at this coffee shop near my apartment, right? It was absolute rom-com material, just absolute meet cute. He knocked over my latte and insisted on buying me a new one, and then we just clicked. Like you know how you sometimes meet someone and the conversation just flows and it's easy. It was like that. And we spoke so long that the barista started giving us hints that she was trying to close up. Anyway, I liked him. He's good looking, but not like in that superficial, like not in that fake, like model hot looking way, but cute in that approachable way, And smart and funny, and he seemed like he was genuinely interested in what I had to say. Like, he would listen and ask questions, and he would send me little articles and videos about things that he noticed that I would like. And he was right. He noticed and he was right. I did like them. Which showed me that he was taking an interest in me. That he was paying attention to me. Right? So I got to admit, I haven't had the best experience with men. I haven't had the best taste in men, and I dated a lot of guys who just couldn't be bothered to ask a single question about my life, so that was refreshing. And maybe the bar was too low, but I didn't think so. And he seemed really great. He was really great. He probably is really great. Until I met his best friend, Sarah. From the first time we hung out together, I knew something was just a little off. It was not quite right. It was something way she looked at him, it was a little bit intense. There was this possessiveness there, right? Not like buddies look at buddies, And he ate it up. I mean, I get it, right? Like, who doesn't like to be the center of attention, right? But I don't know. I tried not to be the jealous girlfriend, right? Like, I really did. I mean, they've been friends since they were kids, so of course they're going to be close, right? But there are like normal friendship, normal closeness, and then there are friendships that are like whatever this was. And it was not normal friendship. And at first it was subtle things, right? Like, we would be out to dinner, and somehow it was always the three of us. Like, there was always some reason for her to tag along, right? Like, she'd be having a rough day, or she was just happening to go out to that restaurant anyway, or she'd wanted to try this place as well, and there was just always some reason why she was always with us. And if I spoke, right, it would be like I could be in the middle of a story and she would just talk right over me and change the subject, right? And Greg wouldn't do anything about it. He would just let it happen. He'd just, like, his attention would just shift, right? Like, as if I had never been speaking at all and he didn't even notice. Or she would always, like, bring up these inside jokes, right? Like, a whole bunch of remember this and remember the time we did that, and oh, that reminds me of the time we did like a whole bunch of that stuff, you know? Like, creating this, like, wall of shared experiences that I could never be part of and I couldn't participate in the conversation for. And and there was the touching. There was always a reason for her to touch, like little invisible lint for her to brush off his shoulder, straightening his collar. It was like watching somebody mark their territory. Or she would make these sounds, or say this word, or like make these inside jokes that I couldn't possibly understand. Neither of them would explain to me, right? Like, I'm just sitting there and having a conversation, and suddenly they exchange a glance and they're saying "ba" at each other. Ba, not even ba, just not ba, just not even ba. It was just ba, just ba. I don't know what that was about. And they never explained it to me. If I asked, they would just say, like, oh, you had to be there. And yet they kept doing that. Kept doing those things, those jokes that you just had to be there. And I would sit there watching them have conversations between them, back and forth, back and forth. It was like watching a tennis match, you know? Like, you watch it go back and forth, one person to the next, but you're only watching, you're not actually part of it. But, yes, exactly, that's what I thought, right? Like, who does that? But if I brought it up to him, then I was just being sensitive or overreacting, or he would say, oh, that's just how she is, right? Or you just need to get to know her better, right? Because that's what I need, is to get to know somebody better who obviously hates my existence. Spend more time with someone who can't stand me. Oh, she showed that she couldn't stand me. Little things. Subtle things, like early on, I asked her to go shopping with me, right? I thought that it would be a good way to get to know his friend and bond and what have you, and we all went, and she just kept making these little comments that on the surface could be compliments, but given the context of everything, they seemed not. Like, oh my goodness, that's so bold of you. That outfit is such a bold choice. That, not everyone can carry that off. That type of thing, right? Didn't stop her from trying to dress like me. Let me tell you that. But yeah, while we were shopping, it was a bunch of that. And also a whole bunch of, Greg, Greg, what do you think about this on me? What do you think about that on me? Is this color right for me? Look at my butt in these jeans. How do they look, Greg? Plah. But you know what? The real kicker, like, when she started dressing like me, even after having like subtly taken digs. That's what I'm looking for. After subtly taking digs at what I was wearing, she would start dressing like me. Like, I had this burgundy shirt that at the time she had initially said, "Oh, not everyone can carry off that color." Right? It's a freaking neutral color. It's a pretty neutral color. And it doesn't matter. Next week she's wearing the same goddamn shade in very similar style. And I am not wearing it now because we were going on vacation. I didn't want to lose it. But I have this star, right? This star necklace that is my grandmother's. The first time she saw me wear it, she said that, "Oh, isn't that unique?" Which it's not. Like, she said it, "Oh, isn't that unique?" Right? Like, she meant it not as it's unique. She meant it as in, like, "Oh, doesn't everyone have one of those?" Right? And then a week later, she's wearing it as well. But here's the kicker. He tried to say, "Oh, well, like, lots of people have them." Right. You know what? Lots of people do have them. You know when lots of people have them? When they're Jewish. It was a Jewish star. It was very distinctly a Jewish star that I was wearing. Guess what this girl is not? Anyway, I don't know. It started getting creepy. She started wearing the same clothes I did. Like, her hair is now blonde. It did not look blonde when I first met her, but it is blonde now. Given enough time, she would be starting to wear a me-skin suit. And it was creepy, but he had nothing to say about it. But you know what? In spite of all this, I wanted to make it work because, you know what? I thought that he was worth it. Like, he could be really, really attentive when she wasn't around. The problem is there weren't many times when she wasn't around. So we were supposed to go on this vacation, just the two of us, just me and him. Like, we're going to a long weekend by the lakeside cabin that his family owns. It was going to be just 3 days of peace, just connecting, you know, without his constant shadow lurking around. And then 2 days before we're about to go, he comes to me and tells me, doesn't ask me, tells me, "Oh, so she's going to be joining us because she's going through a rough patch. She needs to get away. She's always going through a rough patch." I'm thinking, of course she's going through a rough patch. Her emotional support, Greg, is about to be spending time with someone else. So of course she's going through a rough patch. But whatever, I can be the big person, right? I can be the bigger person, even though it means that I'm sacrificing this romantic getaway that I've been looking forward to. I can be cool about it. So I unpack all the lingerie and start packing warm pajamas and lots of books because I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time by myself on this thing. This morning we pile into his car, all three of us, right? And she immediately tries to claim shotgun, but I was there first, right? So, small victories, right? The first hour of driving, things are actually okay. It's kind of nice, right? I'm choosing the music. She's sulking in the back seat quietly, but so long as it's quiet, I don't care. And I'm singing along, having fun. And she starts chirping up from the back seat. Remember when we went to see this concert together? Oh my God, we had so much fun. And then there was this, and then there was that. And suddenly they're talking over the music. We get at the truck stop. We stop at the truck stop, the one you just rescued me from. We're going to get snacks. And Greg is filling up the tank, and she and I go inside. And when we're in the store, she's keeping up with these little passive-aggressive comments, right? Get this one. This is the weird one. She says, he just loves your spontaneity. He is always talking to me about how spontaneous you are. And, I was always the spontaneous one in his life before you. Like, what? What? Like, why would you say that? Why? And then she tells me, and he was telling me how he appreciates that you don't try to control him. His ex was so clingy, always needing to know where he was, always trying to interrupt when he was, the irony, always trying to interrupt when he was talking to someone else. She just didn't want him to have friends. I'm betting she didn't want to have you for a friend is what that was. But these little, subtle, warnings, right? Like telling me without telling me to stay in my place, stay in my lane, right? And reminding me that they have conversations and he talks about me when I'm not around, right? So all of this stuff is going through my head. And she says, oh, we had this plan to get married if we were both single by the time we reached such and such an age. And dude, who says that? Who says that? For one, that's not the brag that you think it is. That you are his last resort in case nobody else is around by the time he's 35. That is not the brag you think it is, baby. That you are backup plan, that is not the brag you think it is. But I'm also thinking at this point, right, were they just talking about this? Is that why she's telling me that? Right? I don't think that this is something they plan now. She was telling me, this is something that they talked about when they were in high school, but the fact that she's bringing it up to me now, and the fact that she really loves to do that, oh, remember when thing, I'm like, oh my God, these two have been talking about a backup plan. Her being his backup plan while he's dating me. They've been having that conversation. And I was like, this is not okay, right? And this is what's going through my head, and I'm already on edge when we get back to the car, and I'm about to get in, right? I'm halfway in, right? I have my leg in the car, my butt is hanging over the seat, and I'm bent, and I'm about to get in the car, and he says, and she says, Craig, can I ride up front for a while? My legs are cramping in the back. And he says, would you mind, babe? Would I mind? Yes, I fucking mind. Oh my God. Girl, if your legs are cramping, the back seat is the place to be because you can lay down, you can stretch out, you get all that room back there. What the hell do you need to be in my seat for next to my boyfriend? But that is why she needs to be in the front seat, because she wants to be next to my boyfriend. And I was like, just no, yes, I mind. I very much mind. And I said, fine, you know what? I mind. I'm some just some puppet for them to just move. I'm an accessory that's there until they decide to get hitched when they're single. I have no idea what they're doing, but I mind. And I just backed out, and I was like, okay, fine, you be with your precious, Sarah. That was the moment. That was it. Everything clicked, and I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I fighting for scraps of attention from a man who so obviously has his priorities elsewhere, even though he doesn't want to be with her like that? And why is she so up his butt waiting for scraps from him when he clearly doesn't want to be with her like that? This is so toxic, all around so toxic. The look on their faces, right? Like, Greg was absolutely baffled. Like, he genuinely could not understand what the problem was. And she had the audacity to look smug at me, right? Like she'd just won something. Congratulations, here's your prize, a guy who doesn't want you like that, my lady. And then I turned around. I walked back into the truck stop. I called the Uber, and he didn't even follow me in. Like not immediately, right? I went looking back to see what was going on, and like there's this intense conversation by the car, right? And she's just gesturing wildly, and I'm certainly she's like trying to convince him that I'm being unreasonable. And he finally starts walking toward the truck stop to come talk to me, right? But by that time I'd already called for you, and I was looking out for you, and then you got here so fast. Oh, you got here so fast, thank goodness, because like I didn't want that confrontation. I'm not normally this confrontational. I did not want that confrontation of having to get in the car in front of him. I just dashed into your car, and you saw me, hiding, trying not to be seen. So here I am, fleeing a weeks-long relationship like it's a burning building. So have you ever been in anything like this? Like, where you just knew you had to get out, and you had to get out like right then, because if you didn't right then, you were in danger of being convinced or convincing yourself to stay longer in something that you knew was wrong? Really? I'm sorry that happened to you. That's not okay. People can be so cruel sometimes, and you are way too nice to be treated like that. What is wrong with some people, Yeah, you're right. It is better to be alone than to be lonely with someone else. I think that was part of why I was so upset, right? Because it felt worse to be ignored than it would to just be alone. I'm going to remember that. Thank you. It's funny, I'm not even so upset about him specifically, right? Like, a few weeks isn't long enough to get deeply invested. I think I'm more upset about what it represents, Like, another relationship where I ignored the red flags. Another thing that I just plowed through wanting it to work even though it wasn't the right one. And it was so obvious in retrospect. It was all so obvious that it was not right. Like, the first time we hung out together, all three of us, she, accidentally, on purpose, spilled a drink on my shirt, and he gave me his jacket to wear. And the look on her face, It was like somebody'd slapped her. That should have been my cue to run. You know what the really pathetic part is? Even as I was going, I was hoping, I was expecting that he would at least text me, you know? Like, I mean, I didn't need him to beg me to come back, but my phone has been silent. There's not even an "Are you okay?" or a "Where are you?" Nothing. All this time. Oh, no. Oh, hang on. Looking at my phone, something went wrong. The app says that you canceled the trip. You didn't... Did you not charge me? What? I can't let you do that. You have to charge me for this ride. You've been so great. And... Wait, what? What do you mean you're not an Uber driver? But you stopped. You stopped when I waved. Oh. You stopped because I waved. And I just got in and... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God. I got into a complete stranger's car and told them my whole life story and told them to drive. Oh my God, this is so mortifying. I am so sorry. I just assumed. I mean, who stops for a random person waving them down at a truck stop? I could have been a serial killer. You. But you saw somebody who needed help and you helped. That was really great of you. And I just completely derailed your day. Oh God, where were you even headed? Oh, okay, so I'm not taking you too far out of the way at least. That's something. Look, you have got to let me make this up to you. Please. I can't just let this... Oh. Can I buy you dinner at least? You know, for your trouble? No, really, I insist. I want to. You rescued me from a very awkward situation, and you listened to me ramble on for miles, and you did not once point out that I had basically just kidnapped you in your own car. Okay. Okay, well, how about this? If you won't let me take you out to dinner because of the inconvenience, and as a thank you, then how about you let me take you out because I am newly single and you're really kind to strangers, and that is very attractive to me. What do you say? Great. Okay. Okay, that may have been the world's fastest breakup and also the fastest turnaround, but I promise I'm not usually this much of a mess, though I can't promise I won't talk your ear off, because that I do. I'm not usually this impulsive, but I am usually this loquacious. You know, if we end up being friends or more after this day, this would make a great story to tell people how we met. Oh, she just jumped in my car at a truck stop. Better story than, you know, finding you on a dating app, right? Okay, so Tell me about yourself. Now that you know practically everything about my entire life story, it is only fair that I get to hear about yours. And also, I promise that I will not jump out at the next truck stop. Yeah, I know. I've had enough dramatic exits for one day. So, tell me. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's okay. Hey there, Cupcakes. Thank you, as always, for joining me once again. You guys make my day. You really do. And I appreciate you coming back to my stories again and again and again. And if you are one of those people who keep coming back again and again, and frankly, if you're still here, you probably are one of them. Uh, if you could do me a favor, I'd be so grateful if you would subscribe and like and comment and share on your social media and all of those things that help me stay in business when I've been away on vacation and when I've been just recovering and what have you. So, thank you so much for all of your support. I could not do this without you, and I adore you for that. So, also, of course, thank you so much to my newest patrons. There's Loaf of Beans 324, which what an image that brings to mind. Loaf of Beans. I'm I'm picturing baked beans is what I'm picturing, and it's messy, and I can't help it. I can't not. But also Umber23, thank you so much. And those are over on Patreon. On my YouTube memberships, my newest baby cake is Adam. Hi, Adam. And of course, I always have to thank those baker and pound cake level tier members who make it so that I can do this all the time. There's Pack 3424 and Deanster and Flaws, Kuro, Charles Trouble Wheaton, Loot Curator, Techo, Gunner's Mage, Mushan, the wholesome voice in your head, William Gungrave, Nosti, Barry Wilburn, Esteed, SLE Photo, Harper Evolution, Wolf9004, Malice, Sila, Lou, Bunny, Meryl, Mr. Rickles, Silly Little Anin, Darth Mythos, Red Death 48, Always Able, Obin UK, Kalua Bear, The Swaggy Llama, Artlow, Pierce Tailish, and Christian Kaleopa'a. You know, I don't know what I would do without you guys, and I have missed you. I have not been as active in my Discord server as I normally have been, as much as I had been in like the recent months, just because of one thing after another, and I have missed you all so very much, and so I will be more active there in this coming week, and I will be hanging out and dropping by and saying hi. I have my baker and pound cake. I need to take a look at my schedule. Yes, I have my baker and pound cake. I have my baker and pound cake meetings coming up on this Saturday and Sunday, and I will look forward to seeing you there. And also this week for my angel cakes on my members, my YouTube members, I'm going to be doing two live streams. So I will get those schedules posted, and I will look forward to seeing you there. Thank you all very much. I hope you will all be as good to yourselves as you are to me, and I will talk to you again soon.